Hello and welcome to another episode of Ivy Games Weekly. I am Austin Harrison and I am joined by the illustrious and very special guest, Zach Dixon.
Very
Uh,
special. Thank you
and
for having me.
illustrious.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
and illustrious.
um, it's rare that we do just the two of us unless we're playing a game, I guess.
Yep.
I think we've done some Mythic Mischief recently. That was just the two of us. But we're not playing a game. We're just talking today. It's a
Yep.
little daunting.
We're just talking. We're gonna make up a game. That's not true. Austin's gonna pitch me a game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him why it sucks. No, that's not what's gonna happen. We're gonna talk about what we like, and we're gonna riff on a game idea today.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here, Cadiferous. You're not early. Dark Fox, Aaron, good to see you. Allison, I have not seen you on here before. I'm very happy to have you. Thanks for being here. Diary of a Lincoln Geek. Wow, that is a name. Howdy. Really excited that you're all here. We're hoping that you're involved even more than normal. We're on our Discord, which there's a link to join it in the show notes below. You can click that and then go to the Ivy Games Weekly, which is just IVGW channel there. And we're going to be running some polls potentially. So that will be, oh my gosh, Dane says roll and eat. Dang it, Dane. That's actually one of my ideas.
Yeah, Austin wants to do marshmallow dice.
A marshmallow dice roll and eat game. Like your goal is to eat the other player's marshmallows and you have to do certain things to do that. I think it would work. The only problem is you don't really want to eat something that other people have been touching. So I guess you'd have to wear gloves.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the sanitary nature of things. I also don't know if I want to get into food products because then you got to go through like a whole bunch of different steps, like with like the people who are in charge of what we eat. I don't know those people, the government people.
Yeah.
There's a name for it.
I think it's the FDA.
The people who are in charge of what we eat. That's
the
official title.
P
official title.
W A. Yeah, Chris says the marshmallow refresh pack would be pretty cheap at the grocery store. So
that's true. I'm into it. Roll and
eat. Robert says bring in the subscription model into board games with roll and eat. I agree. Have I told you about this, Dane? Is that where that came from, or did you have that idea too? Okay. Is this food product 14 and up? 100%. Everything we make will be 14 and up. Oh yes, Dark Fox did the people who he did the acronym for us. Thank you, Dark Fox. I was not going to make it all the way there.
People who are in charge of what we eat is the perfect Pawawi. the classic government entity Pawawi.
Oh, that's incredible. Oh, we talked about it at Gen Con. Nice. Wow. That idea has legs. People remember it, Zach.
Yeah.
Well, we're not starting there. That is not the first idea.
No, we can't. Don't want to mess with the Pawawi.
Do you want me to pitch you like 3 really basic one sentence ideas and then you choose? Do you want me to pitch 3 basic one sentence ideas and then the audience chooses? What do you want?
No. I'm choosing.
Right. You're choosing the first one.
I mean, I'll take input, but give me like your so how many you got over there in your list of like Austin wishes these were board games.
I have 10 that I have prepared at least a little bit. I have 15 that I could make do if we needed to.
Okay. Well, guys, let's give me your top 5, and I'll take some notes. And then we'll we'll see what's out there. See what's in the mind of Austin. And
yeah. Well, number 1 is a bluffing area control game.
You mean
which may or may not be Starfall?
Okay. I mean that.
Let's skip that one.
We can't riff on that right now. That's already in prototype,
okay.
which you can go watch. Not right now.
Yeah.
But go watch after this. Go watch. Was this like a couple weeks ago? We play tested a bluffing area control game.
Gotta be 3 weeks ago now.
Codename Starfall. It's very fun, and we'll probably make it to market at some point.
Yeah, I really hope it does. But all right, first one. It is a deck building game in which you have a store board all to yourself that is your color. So I might be blue, you might be red. And then you are deck building into a center deck. And that center deck, we all draw our hands from. And we discard to a deck, like a discard deck there as well, discard pile there as well.
Yeah. I'm into this one. We've talked about this one before. It's had some problems. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I fixed some of the problems.
All right.
So
I'm into it. I'm like so it's like a shared
deck
that like it and so you are adding your own cards into it that hopefully will benefit you. It's like a reverse
Well, actually, that's what I changed, but I can't get into it yet because we haven't decided we're doing this one. But that's what I changed that I think gave it legs, because it was all about luck before, and I don't think it has as much luck now. There's still a good amount of luck, but
okay. It's gonna be hard to top this one. I'm really into this one.
All
so
right.
you're starting out hot.
All right, cool, great. Dark Fox. Actually, me and Robert talked about this. I'm gonna just bring that up. Dark Fox sounds like Robert's idea from a few days ago. We talked about it before we started talking about them, and we have agreed that they can both exist, and neither of us stole the idea from each other. So, yeah, that's we've already talked. We're good. And in fact, if you design games and you have friends that design games, you have to have conversations like that, because like sometimes you just have similar ideas after playing a different game together, and you both start working on a concept, or you both start working on a theme. Me and Chris were working on a game set in the same universe in the same time period at the same battle, and we were both working on a game for it, and we were both playtesting each other's game for it. So that was like really awkward if we weren't already friends that were okay with exchanging ideas. So yep, Robert. Actually, this is something I want to talk about at the beginning. Sorry, Zach, I'm getting way out of order. Robert says ideas are easy, games are hard. Yeah, why are me and Zach revealing 5 top ideas that Ivy Games has? Execution is everything in any product. It is.
Wow. Ideas are everything, and execution is everything.
Both is everything. But like Elon Musk did not come up with the idea for electric cars. He didn't. It's amazing. He did not invent that. And he's just executed it really well. Arguably, you could argue really well or really not. But
I think he did a nice job.
I think he did a pretty good job too. Yeah. All right, next game. So number 1, group deck builder. Number 2 is a train game. I don't believe it is a. What's the X number? 8X?
33X. 33X train game.
What the actual number X is
18. I think it's 18X.
18X. Yeah. It is not one of those. It is similar to like, a train tycoon, railroad tycoon type game that we play on the computer. Big differences. It's definitely an economy game, and you're building track. You're trying to connect hubs and like cities and stuff like that. But it's set in a fantasy world, and you're playing as like elves, dwarves, gnomes, humans, whatever, orcs. But so there was a big war. The war got resolved. Everyone's kind of like living together, but it's like they're fighting economically now. It's like us in China. We're not, We're fighting economically more than we're fighting with guns.
Sure. Like a Cold War train game.
Yep, Cold War train game. Magic is a big part of it. Like you might cast a spell that makes all your trains go twice as fast that round or something. And so Robert is saying Imperial vibes, but probably very different. I have not played Imperial, but I have heard of it, and that was something that the mods. I asked this recently. I was like, are there any games like this? But yeah,
Imperial. I'm sorry.
Imperial?
Imperial?
I don't know. All right, so that's number 2.
Cold War Magic Train game, number 2.
Yep. Number 3 is Flak. It's the code name for it. It's a tower defense game on which you are on a diplomatic ship running from an invasion.
Okay.
All right, it's a spaceship.
Yeah, I think you pitched this to me as a Moonrakers game.
I may have, but it's neither here nor there. Then you are... It's got some FTL vibes, but you are basically manning
Last Jedi vibes. Like you're running away.
Don't you dare bring
your favorite Star Wars.
Why do not mislead people? That is my least favorite Star Wars movie. You're a terrible person. Okay. Frick, where was I? Oh, you are manning a defensive cannon turret. So at no point in this game do you see the enemy ships. It is just your ship. And then like incoming missiles and other things, asteroids that you are trying to stop from hitting your ship. It is not like campaign, but there's like destinations that you're going to, and you're like might find a store and you can buy more stuff and upgrade your gun. That is one version of it. There's like a team cooperative version of it that has like worker placement and like different stuff like that as well. That is is number 3.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
I've got some. I'll come back to it, but it's got some notes on that. But
sweet. Number 4 is my baby. This is the one I really want to do. Well, actually, I really want to do all these. It is a 4X Age of Sail game. And
Age of Sail game. What are we talking
so
about?
like
Age of Sail, like
boats.
I see. Okay, this is the
Very
Austin
Austin.
game. It's
Yep.
Austin likes naval things, and he
Yep.
likes 4X games.
Yep.
Okay.
Um
4X Age of Sail. It's got to have been
and
done, right? Like, or is there another?
oh
twist
yeah,
on
yeah.
it?
No, no, no. There's an and here.
All right, I'll let
And
you finish.
very similar to how battle royale games have like a storm that's pushing everyone together.
Okay.
This game there is a massive flood that is taking up all of the arable land and forcing population movements and forcing civilizations that were on mountains that didn't have navies to develop navies. And so you're either starting near the water and you start with better navies and have naval ships in general, but you have to leave your home sooner, or you're starting further away and you have arable land a lot longer. But you, yeah. Anyway, that's
All right. Naval 4X Battle Royale.
It's not a battle royale. How dare you say that?
But I thought that's what you said. Battle Royale.
I said it like
I got
battle royale
mistaken.
that forces you to come together. It has a mechanic.
I see. But like that's interesting to me. Like a naval 4X Battle Royale. That's pretty dope.
Yeah,
Like,
but I don't want the win condition just to be to kill everyone, which is what a battle royale is.
Okay. Well, it needs a better
tagline.
It needs a better one-liner.
Yeah, it does. Well, I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
No, this is good. But
number 5,
a naval 4X not battle royale is what I'm
not battle royale. Okay. Oh no, Aaron says he really likes The Last Jedi. Aaron, no.
Good job. Join the fight. That's right. This is not what this show is about. That's next week's episode. Is Austin and Zach arguing about The Last Jedi?
Okay. I got to think about this next one. I have several ideas here.
Number 5.
All right, heist game. Okay. I'm gonna give you 3 real, like, just 2 words: heist game, exploration game, or reconnaissance game.
Exploration game.
All right, the exploration game. This is called The World Was Flat, and it is a massive board with hidden tiles, and you are trying to circumnavigate the globe from one starting point. Everyone starts at the starting point, and it's like, it's not a memory game.
Okay.
It is what's a game? Is it called a platformer where you're like, you die and you come back and you go again? Rogue.
I mean, they can be platformers, but yeah. So roguelike. Okay.
So you travel out, and there are ways that you can like send information back to your capital, but then like everybody gets that information.
Okay. And
you basically flip up all the tiles that you went on, in order to give that information. That's a little bit too much info. I'm not explaining it very well. Basically, you're going until you die, or you go back and give information to everybody. But the goal is to be the first one that gets all the way around the board. The board loops. And so it's a racing game, but if you're out in front, you're the person finding all the obstacles first, and you're probably going to die. And so it's like a timing thing where you're like,
I see.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little like, you haven't seen Squid Game yet, have you?
I mean, I've seen the memes.
Okay. What are we feeling? Spoilers or no spoilers for Squid Game? Because it's very similar. No spoilers? Okay.
Yeah. How is it like Squid Game?
There's like one of the games,
the
bridge in Squid Game. It feels a little bit like that to me, which is cool. It's like you get to good things first, but also you get to bad things first, which like could like hurt you a little bit. See, there's a little bit of push your luck elements in there, which is kind of
some
fun.
Of the ideas I have is like you get a second ship, and suddenly you're controlling like 2 ships. Like you might discover something that like is like, it depends on the theme, but like a replicator, and like you literally clone your ship and everybody on it, and you get to keep going. Or it could be like, not sci-fi, and it's like Age of Sail again.
Yep.
Okay. There's like 3 other ideas here, but you asked for 5.
All right. Yeah, we got 5. So let's overview them. We probably have time to talk about a couple. We're only 15 minutes into this.
Sweet.
So some really solid stuff here. Okay. Let's see. All right. So number 1, we got deck building game, but it's like a reverse deck builder. So we are all building a single deck.
A reverse deck builder is you start with a big deck and you're trashing. That's like Chiseled, which I have, and we're going to play it. It's not a reverse deck builder.
Yeah. Well,
It's a group deck builder.
It's a group deck builder, so it's a group deck builder. Any theme ties to that? Like I think the deck
Nothing.
wreckers. No, I love deck builders. Obviously, I mean, Moonrakers is our first game, and we're coming back to it in 2020.
Moonraker Summer, baby. Hashtag
2022. And that's what we've been thinking about a lot lately. So I'm really interested in that. And then number 2, we got Cold War Magic Train Game, which I mean, with 5 words, that's pretty compelling to me. I love Cold War themes. Like
Magic Train Game.
I think it's like, I don't know. I'm into it. Also, although you put like cold and train, and you start thinking,
oh no, the axe one.
The axe one.
The train that goes around the world.
It's got the graphic novel.
Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen, and Frozen 2. It's just like that.
I hated the movie. What was the movie called?
Nope. Runner.
Someone from the audience, please help us.
Help us out here.
What is they're on a frozen train.
Snowpiercer, thank you. I don't know why I said
Thanks,
Runner.
Roger.
Yeah, Snowpiercer. Anyways, it's not
Maze
Snowpiercer.
Runner. That's what you were thinking.
Yes, thank you. Cold War Magic Train Game. Put that up on the.
Oh, Chris is saying, yeah.
Put that up. Yeah, Cold War. There it is.
There it is.
Okay, number 3, we got flak thing. We got, you're like in a ship. So my expectation based on the short pitch would be like you are in a ship. You may be all manning different stations essentially, and
theme-wise, I was thinking you were a diplomat in a country that your civilization, or in a system or whatever that your civilization goes to war with, and you're trying to escape, so you don't get captured and used.
But you're all on the same ship.
Yeah, all the players are on the same ship.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. So it doesn't grab me as much, and I think
that's fine.
I think it's more because it feels small to me. Like I feel like if I'm going into a board game, I want to control like a whole ship, or like I want to like it.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, it's very small.
Yeah, so like it felt a little small for something that I'd want to work on, like as a main, like a staple game for Ivy Studio. Next up, we got Naval Forex, not Battle Royale.
Not Battle Royale.
So, but it's got this mechanic. It's got this mechanic of there's flooding, and that is like over time kind of changing the map a little bit, which is cool.
Plus, we have a deluxe version that literally you fill up with water. Just kidding.
Yeah, Forex.
It's Forex Waterworld, right?
Waterworld,
Chris is saying.
Which is great.
That's a better log line than what I had.
Forex Waterworld is nice. Does that not exist? Because that's nice. The Forex Waterworld is great. And then the last one
is saying Polar Express as Snowpiercer.
Yeah, that's Polar Express. Yeah, Tom Hanks. It's great stuff.
It's got an axe.
And then number 5, we got The World Was Flat, which is like a hidden tile game where discovering things could be good for you, but also you could die and then you get reset, like kind of on your path here a little bit. So those are the 5. Let's see. I deck building, public deck builders are my number 1 on this list. Then I would say Cold War Magic Train Game, and then it's between The World Was Flat and the Naval Forex, just because I really also enjoy Forex games. But man, the exploration games I'm really into as well too. But those 2 are probably a tie for number 3. But I think it'd be fun to talk about this public deck builder, at least for a little bit, because I think that's really interesting. So tell me a little bit more about that one.
Yeah, so I think that just the nature of how you score points could be several different things. It could be anytime a player plays your color card, you get a point. Reason I don't like that is it's just a lot of tracking, right?
Sure.
And I want the hands to be snappy. I think that there could be cards that you have or that you buy that are basically victory point cards.
Okay.
And anytime they show up in anybody's hand, that is not you.
That's cool.
If they can't trash them or discard them for some reason, they're unplayable, and they at the end of the hand, you score those points.
Yep.
But
but I like I like the idea. So like, bringing it back to Dominion, the OG of it all. Like I feel like you
Granddaddy.
could, of these types of deck builders. So okay, so there's a middle deck, and that is the thing that you are drawing from on your turn with five
Mhm.
cards, and
Mhm.
then you are also discarding to a global draw and discard
Yep.
pile. Is that right? And so then
That's positive. Yep, that's right.
once you can no longer draw, then the discard pile is shuffled, and there's just a single one there, right? But then your store is your own, and so like maybe asymmetric factions, right? Where
Ooh, I hadn't thought of asymmetry. That's definitely possible.
yeah, so I think it's got to
Harder
be
to balance.
asymmetric. Yes, oh, of course, but we're not trying to make easy games here. So asymmetric factions where like you've got your own store of maybe 10 to 20 cards. Maybe you draft them at the beginning or something like that, where it's like, okay, cool. Now I draw this, and there would be some kind of that like economy of like, um, I am trying to get my own hand together so I can buy cards from my own store to add to this
Yep.
main deck. And then I could see it being like, so the nice trade-off in Dominion, right, is like when you buy points, it makes your deck worse. And so in this sense, I think that when you buy points, it makes everyone else better is what it needs to do. So it's
Right.
basically like you buy points, and those points are everyone else can use that card, and it's an amazing card. And
Yep.
so that way it's like it's clutter for you, but it makes everybody else better. And I think that would be really
And when
cool.
they play it, you get the points, because that's what Aaron was also saying right here, and I like that.
I could see that, but I could also see it being like very Dominion-like in that like just the VPs are just like once they're in the deck, you've scored them, and so
Yep.
like
So
that. Yeah.
agreed. Oh, you score them immediately. So what I didn't like, and the reason I stopped working on this idea for a while was that you could score them if you got them in your hand, but everyone else just got them as like a normal card. Like cards had like a top and bottom. It was like an effect for you, an effect for them. And I ended up not liking that idea, just even having splits on cards, because at the end of the day, like you could say I won or lost that game because I just didn't draw my own color of card, basically. But your idea of cluttering up the deck by adding in your victory cards. Here's a question. What happens if someone trashes it?
Oof. I think you'd probably have to have some non-trashable cards, like in general. That'd be interesting.
Chris is saying co-op or competitive. Definitely competitive.
Yeah, definitely competitive because you're all trying to like contribute to it. Like I'm trying to think, like the theme's tough.
Rissilly Jones is saying opponents use your VP cards as currency, so it's money for them to buy from their store. So like going for VP early, make everyone else slightly better. Could be a nice catch-up mechanic. Oh, I just didn't mean to put all these things up. Sorry, Chris. I haven't even read that yet. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I could also see. Yeah, did you have any thoughts on theme to start or nah?
This one was pure mechanic start. No idea on theme.
Yeah, it'd
I
be
mean, you could
interesting.
go
Like,
really light and have it be like a soup or like a potluck or something.
Yeah.
But I don't like light themes for our company necessarily. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we could do some stuff that are light, but so one big problem I see with it is like a lot of the fun of deck building is to like make this like well-oiled machine, right? That like builds an engine, or like you can have different personal strategies, but how would we overcome the thought of like you're pulling, like there are 5 or 4 or whatever people building this same deck, and I could totally see it getting muddy.
yeah, it's gonna be muddy.
But
unless
you almost
insane trashing abilities.
Yeah, unless there was like a moon, then it starts to get a little bit too Moonrakersy. But it's like you have like ship parts essentially that are just like things that modify cards just for you, right?
Yeah. I mean, that could be the asymmetry though.
Maybe, yeah. And so like you're trying to put cards in there that are like.
Could we have instead of drawing from the main deck, just like draw 5 cards? Could we do a card draft? Like everyone draws 5 from the deck and then you draft, or we could do like a trading phase where you draw 5 cards and then you can try to trade. Hey, I have one of your color cards. Do you want to trade it? I'm not going to tell you what it is.
I do like the idea of just like your cards affect yourself and others differently, because I think that's
Mm.
nice. So you draw your own cards, and like it's like if this is your faction or your color, it's boosted or not boosted in this way. Um, and so you're trying to get more of your own cards in there, and maybe you don't want to use other people's cards as much because maybe it gives them a benefit when like you use them, but it's like,
Mm.
in order to do this hand, like, well, I need to play this card that is draw 3 cards or whatever, but blue player, every time I play this draw 3 cards, they also draw the card. So I
Yep.
like this like interaction of like you're always trying to benefit yourself, but obviously everybody else is going to be able to play those cards. So
Yeah.
I don't know, I think that could be pretty fun. And so it's like maybe so okay, so here it is. Here's how I think it could work well. Is like a lot of times you're thinking about when you're building a deck in a deck builder. It's like, okay, cool. I have not enough action power,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't have enough actions, and so it's like, okay, cool. In my next buy phase, I'm going to buy a card that gives me more actions, and then like,
Yep.
or it might be, I don't have enough draw power. I've got too many actions and I need draw power. So those two like trade offs, and so really the way that you could balance that is with, it's like, okay, I don't have enough draw cards, so like on my next turn I'm going to put a card from my hand into the deck that when someone else plays it gives me +1 card. And
Ooh.
so it's like that gives you that draw power, and like that card that you played though gives that player who played it +3 cards on their turn.
Yep.
And so it's like you are building your deck over time with, when other people play it is actually the thing that's like really doing it for you, because that's going to happen more often. That's going to always happen. And so like
Yeah.
you're able to kind of build your own deck while also building other people's decks.
I like it. I think I'm worried that you'd have to pay attention too much to other people's turns, but I'm also excited that you'd have to pay attention to other people's turns because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah, yeah.
engaged.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it's every because
Chris,
every I would say every time someone plays a card, there is
you're
a
looking
benefit
to the
to the
color.
person who added that card to the deck. So it's like literally every card, everyone's like paying attention to be like, yes,
Yeah.
you played my card. That's great.
A couple of things before we keep going. Chris had an idea of a lot of one-use cards that go back to the store or get discarded. Could be
Mm.
a way to limit the size of the deck if it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah,
too
yeah,
muddy.
that's nice.
So that's a nice thing. Quacks had a theme idea: party members bartering in a bar over loot, which I like that theme. We actually had a not an argument, but a pretty long discussion about a end of a D&D campaign one time because there were seven player characters and they were arguing over who could loot the bodies at the end of the combat. So it definitely
Yep.
happens.
Yeah.
Then we had someone saying Dark Fox was saying a political theme. I'm an escapist, so I don't necessarily want to do a political theme when,
It could be a
especially if it's
fantasy
fate.
political things. All games are political, Austin.
That was funny. Last night we were playing Weather Machine, and we were like playing, and me and Chim started negotiating, and Air was like, "Is this a negotiation game?" And me and me and Robert were like, "Every game's a
A
negotiation game when
negotiation
we
game if
play
you
it."
want
Yeah,
it to be, yeah.
yeah.
Um, so Roger said there probably needs to be a good level of trashing, which I agree. Like
I agree.
I think the one time card use is a great idea, because that's just like okay, this is going to get out there, probably be a lot cheaper for yourself. So it's like, this is going to get out there. I might get it, but most likely someone else is going to get it, because that's always how it
Yeah,
goes. And so
and
like you put this out there for like a one-time use. So it could be like okay, cool, I'm going to defer. So maybe it's like you put a card in there that's a one-time use. If someone else plays it, you get +3 coins. And that could be a nice, like, because you draw it in your hand, maybe you can't play it yourself,
yeah,
and so it's just like, it could be like if someone else doesn't play it, they have a kind of incentive to like not play it, because it kind of hurts you if they
right.
don't
If they
play
don't,
it.
yeah,
But maybe it gives them a really nice benefit. So I like all of our cards should have like this, when this is played, this is what the person who owns it gets.
yeah.
And then some are
So,
one-time use, and then a lot of trashers I think is great. And then victory point cards you can't trash; they're untrashable, and those just stay in the game the rest of the time.
um, regarding the RNG thing, like you wouldn't shuffle everything together. So after a hand, Like the cards that are on the top of the draw pile will stay on the top of the draw pile. So like, yes, there's some RNG, but your cards are in the deck. They're going to get drawn sometime.
Yep.
It's like not possible for them to like not get drawn.
Well, yeah, and the nice thing is it'll churn pretty quick because it's like at least five cards, but probably like 7 to 10 are going through every single time. And so if you're more of playing like, okay, you're trying to get people to play your cards and incentivize people to play your cards, I think that's interesting.
It's an interesting mechanic. Your store has X cards, and each time say 5. And the more of that card you still have in your store increases the power of that card. So let's say you had a card that was really powerful, you bought it. There are now 4 left in the store, and it says like gain X actions. So you'd gain 4 actions every time you played it. But if you had 2 of them, then you'd gain 3 actions, which is cool. 2 more.
Yep.
But you would eventually have diminishing returns on playing it. The more
that's cool. I think in this one, it'd be really nice to have like an action tracker, like Dominion and Moonrakers. You just start with 1 action, and that's just kind of always the way it is. But I feel like this is the kind of thing where it's like you'll need to gain extra actions, so like mana or whatever the theme ends up being, extra actions as you go around, so that way like other people play a card, they played your tank or whatever, I don't know why it's a tank, but and that lets them have 3 firepower or whatever, but you get 2 mana, and it's like, okay, boom boom, so I got 2 mana, and you can save that up for your turn to do your thing. And so it's like every action you do is good for you, but also has side effects to everyone at the table. And I really like that.
So in your idea, would people be playing cards one at a time? Because if not, the person that goes last would have this like really weird, I guess, no, it would just stack. It's not like you're playing a hand. I'm sorry. The way I was thinking about it in my head was wrong. I was thinking of it like a hand of like spades or hearts, where like everyone draws 4 cards, everyone plays, everyone discards. But the problem with that is like turn order then matters. Yep. You're playing where you just play your hand and then you draw 5 more cards, right? That's how you're thinking of it.
Yeah. So like I have my turn. I have my 5 cards that I drew at the start of the game or the end of the last turn. I have my mana pool that I've been accruing on my off turn. Maybe I've drawn more cards or whatever. And then I start playing my cards. I use mana to play the cards. Some cards can get me more mana. Some cards let me draw more cards from the main draw pile in the center. And then I'm gunning for like, trying to buy my own victory points. And then I think about the asymmetry here is like some people's victory points. I like the Dominion style of it, right? Where there's like, a 3-pointer, a 1-pointer, a 3-pointer, and a 8-pointer or whatever. But like you could mix it up though. Like it could be like there's this faction that I'm playing, like they don't have a 1-pointer. They only have
10s.
It's just like you really got to chunk it out in like these massive hits or whatever.
Chunk.
You got to chunk it. So
that's a word I've been hearing a lot lately.
Yeah. Another game that we're developing right now is some chunk mechanics. I don't know. This is
chunk mechanics. Rich Shelley Jones is saying have a board where players move around and have to play VP cards at certain points to unlock. So it's adding in a board and movement. So it's definitely a pathway we could go. It would be a much bigger game. It almost reminds me of like a very similar game. Risk would be the Quest for El Dorado, where you're playing deck building cards to move spaces and unlock things as you're racing toward a place. That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Dark Fox maybe reminded me of the trash the peasant estate cards, because that's something you totally do in
only worth 3 points. Get them out of here. Well,
no, they're worth 1 point.
How many do you have? No, but how many you start with? 2 or 3?
I think 3.
Yeah, so 3 points is what I was saying.
Yeah, so it's just like you just get rid of those really quick. So like, yeah, it's interesting. Because would you start with 3 points in that main central? I mean, it's all the main central deck. You probably could. All right, so theme. I'm trying to think of like what is a theme where you are like you are adding something to a central resource that everyone like shares.
Central resource.
Kind of socialist economy. It's communism.
Yeah, let's just go communism. It's perfect.
But it's like backstabby communism, right? It's
I mean, that's what communism actually is.
I mean, yeah.
Ooh, hot take. Whoops.
Whoa. I mean, it can be. It depends upon if you're a pessimist or an optimist, I guess.
I didn't realize you were a communist, Zach.
I made no such claim. I'm just saying, got some good ideas. That's all.
All right. So, communism aside, I think that it could go like billionaires in the stock market, because that's not a theme people hate.
So explain to me the stock market angle.
You're basically like injecting companies you own into like IPOs, and then people are like their funds are buying it up, even though you might not want to. I don't actually like this idea.
Yeah, or it's like you're injecting your own like stuff into an economy of some kind. Like let's say colonizing Mars or something like that. Like it's like you are trying to be like you're like mining a planet or whatever.
What about, this is funny because Weather Machine's a research game. It's like you're injecting your research
Research
into,
kind of works.
yeah, and like people have to use your like citations even though they don't want to, and they're like you're like trying to make this breakthrough, and the breakthroughs give credibility to the other people, or not the breakthroughs. You're playing their cards gives credibility to the other people, and like the person that achieves a certain amount of credibility can launch a paper or whatever.
I do. So somebody, Robert said in the chat, like the political thing could work. Like maybe we take out like the rest of it, but it's like more of like you are different people who are trying to kind of negotiate. So like think of it like passing laws. And so the cards aren't people, they're laws or like legislation or like things that you've done that gives other people the power to do stuff. But when people play your cards, you get the clout back for like them using your stuff, right?
Yeah,
I think that could.
It's not terrible. I think there's. Oh man, do you remember coming up with the Veiled Fate theme? Sweet goodness.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to like.
My car broke, and you spent 2 weeks taking me to work and back.
Oh yeah, we just talked about the theme.
And we just talked about it for like an hour or two a day for like 14 days, and still didn't have an answer. I think Dark Fox may have riffed on something very similar.
Oh, that was up there earlier in the chat. Yeah, sorry, I missed it.
Codifer says Zaxakami. That explains the love for TLJ. Yep. And then Jacob wants to know when we're announcing the Ivy Marvel game. I don't know if you saw this earlier, but Marvel Zombicide got announced by Simon today. Well, kind of. They sent it to Jesse and Alex, and Shira unboxed a massive mini, like literally like bigger than I can gesture here.
Oh, that's fun.
It was super cool. I'll send you a video. But not anytime soon. He's basically joking that everyone's making Marvel games. Were you being sarcastic about it? So being it's not something people hate. Probably we're very sarcastic people. I don't actually remember what that was referencing though. All right. Aaron says, what about borough presidents of a large city or department heads of a company or a spaceship? Ooh, department heads of a spaceship. You got me. Sold. I don't know how it works, but I'm sold. Okay, he's saying you have authority over some section of the greater whole, but it's too interconnected to be totally separate. That kind of works.
Yeah, I like the like civs or like different people within a civ. Like I can totally see that where it's like, okay, you built the pyramids over here, and so like they're cashing in on that like thing, and then like and it's like, okay, cool, I get a tax every time like you use my pyramids, or like or even if it's like think AoE, right? But we're all like different like middle managers almost like in the AoE system, and it's like so I built give me a thing that you make barracks. In AoE. Yeah, so I built the barracks, right?
I built the granary.
So like I built the granary. We all have these different like specialties in our like Age of Empires type civilization, and that's like what we have here. And so we're all building this like different parts of.
Okay, you're selling me on like political middle managers type stuff.
But we're all gunning to be the emperor,
head honcho.
Yeah, we're all gunning to be the person in charge.
We're the cabinet, and we're fighting over the president is dead, and we're fighting over who's the next head honcho. I don't actually want to base in the U.S. obviously. Okay, a few other things.
Oh yes, Age of Empires, not area of effect. That I see why that would be confusing.
Nicholas says maybe you should break your car again. That would work great if we were driving anywhere, but me and Zach are still working from home. So
that's true. January.
I can't tell if Roger's trolling me or not. He said billionaires and stocks. So either we had the same exact idea or he's trolling me. But that's fine. People can have the same idea. Chris, this is a very long thing about an abandoned alien planet, so I'm going to read it for a second. You're trying to claim an abandoned alien planet. You need to throw. Oh, but in order to research. Oh, so it's the research idea a little bit.
Yeah, I think you could set the like this Age of Empires idea that we were just riffing on, and pretty much it could be a future thing. Like it could be like we're colonizing Titan or whatever, and we're all like I specialize in like war machines, and you specialize in like farming or like agriculture or that kind of a thing. I think that's fun.
I like that. Robert says wholesome theme. The cards are kids, and you are the aunts, uncles, grandparents, etc., who spoil them.
Nice.
All right, we've been on this one for 30-ish minutes.
Yeah.
20-ish minutes. You want to switch it up? You want to keep going on this?
I'm into this game. I kind of want to prototype it now and play it. Maybe we'll do that on a future.
I think we do that early next year. We're pretty much slammed until January.
Yeah. Okay. Let's. What? I picked the other one. What do you want to talk about for the rest of our time here? Cold War Magic Train game or
Forex Flood.
Or Forex.
Forex Flood is the one I want to keep more secret
because you actually want it to exist.
Yeah, and I want the ideas to feel more original to us. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just being selfish.
More original to us.
I mean, people have some pretty good ideas in chat.
That's true. I mean, yeah,
but that's a good thing. That's only going to help.
We'll just take them and forget that we took them. So
how rude
and
of us.
Everyone will forget, right?
Oh, Robert said this is almost area control where the region is the deck and the units are the cards. Region is the deck and the units are the cards.
It's wrinkling my brain.
Yeah, my brain can't catch it.
Yeah, I'm not tracking with you, Robert, but I bet you're a very smart dude. So yeah, he's probably.
Oh, Roger wasn't trolling me. Sense. He said, "Yeah, no one hates billionaires and stocks." Yeah, no, that was definitely sarcasm. Whew, you weren't trolling me. Sorry, I get it now. Oh, he's responding. That wasn't even his idea. Dang it! I must have. Chat went really fast there for a second. Apparently the Robert area control where the region is the deck and the units of the cards was not Robert's idea. Sorry about that, Roger. All right, cool. Let's talk about. Honestly, I like both of these ideas. You choose. I'm the one that pitched them. Train game or Forex. Or we could do a poll right now because we haven't done any polls.
All right, pull it up. Which one should we
poll in Discord? If you can make that happen, Dark Fox, between train, Cold War. Oh, we should literally call it Cold War. COALEDWAR.
Cold War Magic Train game and Naval Forex Flood.
All right, so
Waterworld, the
Forex game. So go to Discord, Ivy Games Weekly channel. There will be a poll there, and I'm gonna go and look and see how fast Angelo is. Oh, here it is. All right, 1 or 2. 1 is Cold War, and 2 is 4X Age of Sail. Well, so far Cold War is crushing.
Oh yeah, like what? How? How much are we talking?
8-3.
8-3. So, all right, we'll give them. Let's see. Give
9-4 now.
One more minute to vote, and then we can.
1 minute to vote.
1 minute to vote.
I'm just so happy because we actually have a name before the game. Cold War is the name.
Cold War.
It's COALED. It's perfect. Cold War.
It's like an eye. It's just like an eye roll as a name.
But that what? Yeah, it's perfect. I will fight you on this. I'm not giving you any more ideas for any game until you tell me this game could be named Cold War.
Cold War.
All right, it's 12-6. So I think it's clear that the Magic. Oh, it's changing.
No, they still got 30 seconds.
All right, it's 12-7. It could change. Roger says still not sure what Cold War is about. Yep, us either. All right, so.
All right,
12-8.
5 more seconds. and then we will call it.
All right.
And
That's
done.
it.
What's
12 to 8.
what one?
Um,
Which one won?
We're doing Cold War.
All right.
So refresher on this game. Do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
You do it.
All right. So it is in the age of fantasy. There was a massive war between, trolls and goblins and elves and dwarves and all this stuff. But that all kind of died down. They're at peace. Trade starts springing up between them. Fast forward 200, 300 years, and the age of steam has arrived. Think steampunk fantasy. And like trains are now taking over transportation. Magic is expensive. It requires a lot of like weird. I'm trying to think of like things like snail eyes and things like that to make the magic happen, depending on what kind of magic class you are. And so it's suddenly cheaper to transport things via train than it is like portals and stuff. And so all of the different factions have different train companies that have spawned up. You are in control of one of those. So I might be the elven train company. Zach might be the dwarven train company. Another player might be the troll train company. Which I really just envision as a troll sitting on the front of a train car and pulling himself like this. That's their train. It has to be. And then the game works very much like any other train game. Think of like Railroad Tycoon, where you start in a city with your home base and you're connecting it via tracks to other cities, and then putting hubs in those cities. And then you are trying to get trains going back and forth, making the most money you can. Sometimes you'll buy businesses in those places. Sometimes you'll expand out to other people's cities. I might put a station in Zach's capital and have it go all the way to my capital. You can buy stock in other players' companies. The big difference is between this and an 18x game is magic is a thing. And so I might play a spell or something card that, makes my train twice as fast this turn or something. And I definitely don't want it to be as complicated as a lot of 18x games. We have was it Iberian Gauge, Zach, that we're going to play?
Yeah, we got to play it
at hopefully at PAX. And I really want to see what the weight of that one is and kind of compare with like whether I want it to be heavier or lighter. I'm not sure yet. But that's a really quick rundown on the type of game.
All right. Yeah. So I'm not sure it's different enough. Like just be like, we'll throw magic in there. Like I'm not sure that is enough to grab me personally. Like I'm just like, well, cool. like theme wise, that's cool. But like also like I feel like a lot of the mechanics would kind of be the same.
Right.
Like and I wonder if there's like I feel like we need to infuse like another like this is what's differentiating about it. And like part of the thing that I wrote down is like the Cold War element of it is like you're not at war, but you are at war. And I feel like, but also that's even like inherent in I think a lot of like games within an economy. It's like you're not like competing. But you are competing. Like you are trying to sabotage each other in like. I
promise you, there's no 18xx games where a troll can go into your opponent's station and smash something. So that's pretty different.
Sure, I understand, but like functionally, you could go in and like potentially like I would imagine there are ones where it's like, okay, cool, you can like just take it over, or you can shut it down or damage it in some way. Like there are a way to do it. No, what is it?
Hidden roll, one faction that's secretly trying to destroy the train industry and bring everyone back to their magical roots.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's the twist that we need right there.
How would you even do that? How would you do that and not be obvious? That's pretty funny. Oh man, you have a spell phase. Oh man, crap, Chris. Now you got me thinking of this.
Yeah, no, this is it.
You have a spell phase where everyone plays a card. And 3 of them will help or at least not hurt everyone, and one of them probably will end up hurting someone.
Yep.
And it's like totally unknown. It's like trains cost twice as much this round or something like that, and it's just like everyone hates that person played that card.
Yep.
Chris, you're not getting credit on our game. I'm just kidding.
I like this. Okay, so give me what are some other hidden role games that we like? Or like Sabotage? Or we got like Dead of Winter. right? Which is nice. But so would this then be a co-op game for everybody who isn't the hidden role, or is it like
No,
is
I
there a way
still
to
think
do
it's
it?
competitive,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
everyone has different win conditions now.
Oh, okay.
So like the elves, their main goal is connecting all of the different capitals because they're a diplomatic race.
Okay.
The dwarves is a technology. They're trying to get all the way up the technology track. So like maybe it's something like that, but then you could have an overriding one that could be just like bring down the train industry.
Yeah, no, that's nice. Well, yeah, and like so maybe there's one, maybe you have multiple win goals, right? And so everybody's got secret win goals, but there's one that's like kind of like big fail succeed, right? Like it's like the game ended in like destruction of the railroad industry, and they're trying to bring people back to the magic age, right? Like they're like trains are evil. We believe like really religiously like believe in magic, and like technology and trains are evil, and so like there's like an end of game state where it's like the train networks have been destroyed. And then there's the end of game scenario where the trains have been completed. And like most people have like they got to be on one side of those things. But you don't know who's on which side. But so there can only be one winner. But like you and I might be on a team in that like I think, okay, you aren't one of these like crazy fanatics who thinks like technology is evil. Like we're gonna ally, and so like we'll play cards that help each other, but like maybe all along you were the one who actually did think that, and you are trying to do that, and I've been helping you this whole time.
That's fun. That gives me Hidden Leader vibes. I don't know if you've played Hidden Leaders with me yet, but I have a prototype, which is
nice.
Super fun.
Some Dark Fox just mentioned that in the chat.
Oh, nice.
House
where it's
on the Hill.
like we might have a similar win condition, but we also have separate win conditions, and we could try to win together, or you could suddenly betray me and win on your own. Let's pause on that for a second though. Like, I think rebellion style, there should be some kind of like timer. So like there's some kind of theme thing where it's like we have to have public trust or like the railway system set up by X time. And then there's another force that is trying to stop that. And so there are basically two counters going towards each other. So it's like every turn, this timer moves up. And then like the faction that's trying to get the game to end with the railroads not being completed or whatever can move this token down in certain ways. And when you meet, the game is over.
Oh, interesting.
As far as like an end goal or like end timer type thing.
But I feel like you would. I feel like that. But we need it to be like one or the other, like way though. You know, like if the railroad system has been taken down or it's been completed, kind of a thing. So I almost wonder if you need two of those, or like maybe where they meet is.
When they meet, if it's like under a certain threshold or above a certain threshold, it's where you win.
Yeah. I think that like that could be the flipping thing that like kind of divides everybody into teams.
Right.
But I love this idea of like a game where like you're trying to do all this stuff and you're really tied together based on your strategies, and like you're never on the same team. And maybe this is what some of these other games that people have been mentioning are like, but like you're not on the same team, but half of your objectives are aligned, and so you don't know whose objectives are aligned with you, and really no one is your friend because there's only one winner. But for like early and mid game, you really want to try and ally with each other, and then it's like, okay, cool. Then at the end of the game, like if it's going one direction, two players are going to be kind of like warring against each other now, and then the other two players are just warring, like still like they're really united at this point because like these other people are really pulling away. I think it could be interesting.
I think it'd be interesting too. It's also, like got some very like hidden role feelings, but the main gameplay is an 18x. I mean, that's one of the most unique. I've never heard that combination before, so that's pretty freaking funny.
That's great. Also, I want to say I'm very proud of you. It took you 53 minutes to reference a Star Wars game. In this brainstorming session, and I think that should be applauded.
Thank you. I mean, we did talk about Star Wars before this, but I think you brought it up.
Yeah, no, you said Rebellion. We did talk about Star Wars, but this is the first mention of an actual
game. Right.
And honestly, we haven't even referenced TI4 yet, so I'm proud of us.
No, not at all. I almost did when we were talking about the Forex Flood like synopsis, because those games bring people together by having a goal in the middle of the board. that's just like you have to be a part of sometimes. And then Last Light, Roy Kennedy's game that's coming out with Gray Fox sometime soon.
Yeah.
You have to get to the center of the board as well. But this one would be actually almost reversed. Like you'd be the flood, the ocean's in the middle, and you start expanding out, and getting pushed out. But then you can set up like trade routes across the water, basically. Anyway, but yeah. All right. Well, we're at 55 minutes. There's no like we don't have to stop at 60 sharp. We could talk about this train game for another 5 minutes. We could talk about the Forex game. We could talk about anything else.
I think this is good. I think
Feeling pretty good about
leave them one and more. That's what I say. That's what I
come back
say.
and do another one
Sometimes. No, I would do this again. This is fun.
Yeah, it's been really fun. I feel like we've had good ideas.
Yeah,
Oh, and I did want to mention Max is usually involved in this as well. This is not just a me and Zach thing. And sometimes even Sam or someone else. But yeah, Max, sad you couldn't be here today.
Yeah, we'll have to do this again another time. Maybe I'll come and pitch 5 games, and then you all can tell me.
I like that, and then Max will pitch 5 games. This is perfect.
Yep.
Dark Fox wants to know if we're doing any more polls. Sorry, Dark Fox.
We can do another poll. So which one of these 2 games, as we've presented them, do you like better? So we got
which one should we prototype first?
Hidden Roll 18x game, and then we've got the shared political deck builder.
Political, I would say like political. I don't want.
Yeah,
I don't want political in the
lag
line.
Right, like
it's like
it's not accurate.
Yeah, but yeah, I know what you're saying. Chris, yep, that idea is already in the game. It's called Floating Cities. Anytime a main city is flooded, it raises up and its output changes, but it still exists. Yeah,
it's great. Yeah, well, get those votes in there.
Oh yeah, Dark Fox, if you could do one for oh, you're already doing it. There we go. So which do you like better, shared deck building game or hidden roll 18x game, which is called Cold War? Why? It's amazing.
Because if you say it, people will just be like, why did you call your game Cold War? And then they're Googling the wrong thing.
No, you say coal.
Yeah.
Like, and what Santa put in your stockings.
That's exactly what you want. You want somebody saying your name and then they have to immediately explain it. That's what you want.
I disagree.
It was like my band in high school. We were called Soundboard.
And it was board, BORED.
Soundboard, and so that you had to say that every single time you said the band name. It was like we're called Soundboard, but like like you're bored.
BOARD.
You had to say it every time. It was terrible.
Chris said he still likes Magic Coal Trains. Same reason Zach will hate that. I also hate that though, Chris. So
you're great, Chris. Thanks for the suggestions.
Yeah.
Magic Coal Trains. I think that's funny, though.
What kind of mischief are these mythics getting into? Dark Fox wants to know. Very good question. Zach, you didn't draw anything.
I did not. We didn't really get that far into things or that specific. We didn't need it. So I was ready, though. I had my pencil and my iPad here ready to share.
Yeah. No, we didn't get that specific. I mean, I looked up at the clock and was like, how have we been talking about this game for a half hour already?
I want to play that game. I'm voting for the group deck builder, but I don't think that's a surprise. We also got further on it, so it's like kind of hard.
Yeah.
It's not exactly fair. But also we had already had like
a light conversation
about it a while ago.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, same with the train game. And the same with the 18 or the 4X one. So I guess I didn't really pitch you new ideas. I'm sorry. I get really excited.
No, it's great. It's good to be able to like kind of talk through them a little bit more. I'm sure a lot of things too. Like the nice thing about this is like we won't make all these games, obviously, but I think
maybe
when you talk about these things, you come up, I think, with mechanics that can like little mechanics that can sneak their ways
into other games.
into other games. And so like you're trying to fix a problem over here in this game. And like, well, what if that like we solve that problem over here? Maybe we can bring that solution over to this game to solve that problem.
Starfall picked up or started as a space pickup and deliver game. Did I tell you that?
Oh, really? I thought it was
like you'd get a destination. It was like a secret intel card. You'd look at it and it'd tell you like bring yellow resource to this planet. You'd put that back. Other people could take that and look at it, and so it's just like a race who could bring the yellow resource to that planet faster. But basically, everyone just looked at different cards. they weren't looking at each other.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, there were ways that could have been fixed, but I ended up going the Starfall route instead. The game that we didn't talk about quickly because the poll's not quite over that I was excited about is a recon dice thing.
Okay.
And it's like the Maginot line or whatever you want to call it. That's actually not even what it was. I think that was what it was in World War II. But basically the line between France and Germany, World War I, where it was just like a deadlock. They didn't really move it for a very long time. And it wouldn't have to be this historical event, something similar where you're like in trench warfare, basically. And you have like a reconnaissance team that you're like assigning to different parts of the line and you're rolling. And if you roll it's like pre-luck. You can roll certain things and then have bonuses on like knowing where to attack that turn. So you're basically like reconnaissancing different parts of their line.
Got it.
Reconning? I don't know what it is.
It almost works.
Trolled War, Magical Coal Machinations.
Oh, wow. Working hard over there, Chris. You are working hard over there. Felix asked, is Starfall currently in development? Yes, it is. We played a prototype of it on this show a few weeks ago. So you just go to the YouTube channel. Is it called Starfall in the or is it maybe just plays a prototype?
I think it was. It's also linked in our Ivy Games Weekly channel on Discord, and it's called Early Prototype, codename Starfall.
Yeah, so I think there's a good chance that'll make it to market at some point.
I think it's
quite fun. So.
There's 2 games that could come out after Moonrakers, and that is one of them.
Yep. All right, how are we doing on this poll?
All right, I think we can call it. It is 7-6 in favor of the shared deck building game. So
let's go.
I don't feel like you influenced that at all, Zach.
No, not at all.
You definitely didn't lead anyone to that outcome.
Yeah, no, how could I? Why would I?
No. Oh man. I don't know. I mean, both of them are my ideas, so I'm not going to be mad either way, I guess. But I say we get it prototype next year.
Yeah, no, I like it. I really want to play it. So
you think we could get that down to just be cards and a board and little boards? Because
mana tracking. Yeah,
so like
we just have
2 tokens, 4 boards, 5 boards because of central board, and cards. We'll produce it and sell it mass market.
Yeah, I'm into it. There could be other ways to track mana too.
Yeah, you could have cards. You could do cards.
You could use cards for mana tracking. So
it'd be nice. We could do a pretty simple game and just go direct to market with it, not do a crowdfunding campaign. Sneak it in faster than these other games.
Yeah, no, that's true. That'd be a lot easier. All right.
Well, thanks everybody for watching. If you could let us know in the comments whether you like this kind of content, even though Zach and I are just sometimes like, well, Austin forgot to get a guest, so what are we talking about today? And this is, I think this is one of my favorite ones. That was fun.
Yeah, tell us what you like, what more stuff you want to see on Ivy Games Weekly, and we'll do it.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be in our new set sometime early next year. So that'll be great. Really fun. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks everybody for watching, and we will see you next week on Ivy Games Weekly.
Bye.
Bye.